Welcome to the Fifth Trooper Podcast.
Welcome back to the Fifth Trooper Podcast, or as I should say, welcome to. We haven't been on since pre-PAX. Honestly, that's a little bit. We had an episode done that kind of got lost in
void.
Yeah, it kind of got lost. So that was a bummer. That was the one we did. I think that was the one we were talking about when the Jedi Outcast trailer dropped. We were watching it, like commenting on how cool it was. So bummer. Jedi Outcast looks cool. But...
Jedi Survivor. Don't bring up my Palpatine.
Oh yeah, sorry, Jedi Survivor.
Again, Evan.
My bad.
Thank you.
I'm
Outcast Survivor.
The Outcast Survivor. And with me, I've got Nick.
Hey guys, glad to be back.
Yes, wave to the audio podcast. And
there's a video up in the little corner, isn't there? Isn't there a screen cap?
And Austin.
What's up, guys?
So it's been a while.
Has.
And yeah, it has been a long while. And I apologize for that. That's mostly on me. Got really busy and then got really lazy. And then it was a mixture of those two. I actually wanted to, so we're just going to jump into the boys here. But I want to do like maybe like a live recording or something at Du Bois, so people could just come up and like talk about the game. Like anybody could come up and like just say their hot take, and then we just record it or live stream it. Unfortunately, I ran out of time and money. So next year, Du Bois will actually have more people. So if you missed Golden Sprue, the Nick Bardnar appreciation tournament, good, you're in luck. Next year it's going to be in January. And it's going to be Du Bois presents or Du Bois Golden Sprue, Golden Sprue 2, the Electric Boogaloo, and then or Golden Sprue Second Impact Giant Attack. If you're a Street Fighter fan, go look that up. And then I don't know, I got a bunch, so it's gonna be something memey.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah, so I got a lot of list of stuff, but we had a really great turnout. We oversold. We actually took tables away from Age of Sigmar. They
always a win. Always a win.
Got him.
Yes,
give me that.
It's not your convention anymore.
Sorry, guys. So we took more space, which is great to see the game go like that. I was really shocked. I was expecting to get to rally like 10 people to come and like just play and whatever, but we ended up getting it was like 38 and then some drops and then down to 34 people actually playing. So that's awesome. Like that's crazy cool. And it was a 2-day tournament, 5 rounds. And we had
number.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but I wanted like Austin, you had the same experience at ACO. You pay like $80 for 3 games, and God help you if you have a buy.
Yeah.
It's just nothing to do.
Yeah, it just doesn't because there was a guy at ACO that it was the 3rd round and he got a bye because someone dropped, and it was Friday because I played on Saturday. And Ryan's like, does anyone here have a list or something? Like he's just trying to get him game. I was like, yeah, I can just run up and get my list from the hotel room.
Nice.
So
you did doing God's work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was kind of like, all right, just so you know, like, this is the thing I'm playing tomorrow, so I kind of get some practice. So but nothing feels worse than like going and you're like, oh man, all right, at least I get 3 games, and then you don't get a 3rd, and you're like, oh.
So I want to make sure that didn't happen, and there was no cut in my event, and I won't ever do cuts. I don't believe in them for casual events. Tournaments you have to for space and this and that, but for casual events, I want everyone to get as many games as possible. So we did 5, so that's awesome, and we had a great turnout. Everyone had a really good time. Everyone got a little crazy. It was we were doing highlights. Let's see, highlights were Star Wars trivia. We had a crowd. We're playing trivia. We're doing teams, but the trivia questions were either like they're in my car, or else maybe next time we do trivia. Actually, that's great. I've got like 700 questions, and that's pretty good. So we got anything from like, what color is Darth Vader's lightsaber? And it's so easy, you think it's a trick.
Yeah.
Right. You're like, well, red's the answer, right? But like,
Yeah. Is it pink? Is it?
yeah, is it
Yeah.
salmon? Like, what do we?
Is it scarlet? What are we doing
Yeah.
here?
What shade? of
What's your game, Evan?
You go from
Yeah.
that to how tall was this pod racer? And it was like 1.3 meters, 1.6 meters. It was like, what planet is the senator that was in the background of the like senator chamber from? They got from like
Yeah.
extremely like, look, we're giant nerds. We
Yeah.
painted little toys and we push them around on a table and we say
Yeah.
Star Wars things.
Yeah.
No way. No way to have any idea. They're just guessing. Like,
No way anyone knows the answer.
yeah, it was just like craziness. But maybe we'll bring those out next time because those are like a gold mine for content.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that was fun. I do have to defend my crown.
that's true. You did get the most right.
Yep. I thank you, Rogue Squadron. All those years of playing the Rogue Squadron games to know that there are 6 proton torpedoes in an X-wing.
Oh
No, it was a ARC 170.
Well, yeah, I just guessed based off of the X-wing.
Well, it was like 2, 6, 13, or like 20 or something. And you're like, well, it's either 2 or 6.
Yeah.
There's no like, and then I'm like, well, X-wing had 2. That was the big deal in the original movie because once you shot them,
Yeah.
like you're out and you're like had to. Anyway, they were good. We did that. We had the snack time regional qualifier, which is won by one Nathaniel, one of our locals. If you haven't seen snack time, just Google it on Amazon.
Crushed you in the final.
Oh well, okay. He was pre-set up. We gotta mix this up.
You can
right?
pre-set up.
Look, we gotta put some qualifying rules.
All right, don't blame the games because you came unprepared.
Oh.
I was also a little faded, so I'm
yeah.
just
After there was a bar right across from, like, literally like 10 steps from where you guys were
dude.
playing.
Oh yeah.
So quick shout out to that DoubleTree. Like, I forget that like when we go to big events like the casinos and stuff,
Yeah.
they don't care you're there, right? They don't. Someone else will be in your spot, and so when they charge you for internet, like free Wi-Fi, like no free Wi-Fi, they charge you for internet, they charge you for everything, and it's outrageous prices. They know you'll pay it, or if not you, the next person.
Yeah.
And so when you go to these like little hotels, and they're like just happy you're there, so it's like free Wi-Fi. They had a little like food stand and a bar right outside the door, so you could walk out, and they were heavy pours. These weren't like
very, very generous.
yeah. So it was like $8 for a vodka cranberry. I'm like, that's like you expected a bar. It's probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So for $8, I'm willing to pay your like your hotel fee. Like that's not quite robbery yet to me. Like, but then half of it was vodka, and then like with a spritz of cranberry at the top, and I'm like,
you're like, oh, this is a double.
Yeah, no, it was more than dude. It was like, but like they were just like everyone was super cool, and they had like a little it was like hot dog or hamburgers, chicken tenders. It was like $4 or $5. Like it was all.
It wasn't bad for what it was.
No, it was all pretty reasonable. They were super nice and accommodating. My only complaint was there was like we had that thing happen, and they had like one guy working the bar at night and one guy in the like restaurant. So those 2 guys were just like hammered. Like Zach waited like 2 hours to get a burger.
Oh, because they were busy. They weren't hammered.
Well, yes, I'm sorry. They were getting destroyed by just the amount of like business. I don't think they were ready for that. But I don't have any complaints about the hotel. Your hotel room was just like a hallway away from the hall. It was like a big conference hall. It wasn't like big, but
yeah,
we thought about it next year. So we're teaming up with they had some like Army recruiters there, and they just kind of hang out. They whatever you think, it's fine. But they were like super chill guys, just hanging out, like watching games. They didn't
like come up to you and like, hey, you want to do this for real? Like, no, they just hung out and watched.
Yeah, they were super chill, nice guys. And they have like 52 like tables that they can just bring around wherever, and they're like, hey, we'll bring you more tables, better tables, if you don't mind us just sitting outside and like with our stuff out. And we're like, yeah. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Like so we'll have better tables next year. We're gonna have more tables, so we can actually fit. I think we were doing the math, and it might be tight, but we might have like 50 spots open. For
I would
Legion.
love to try to make it out next year.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot
It
of
was
fun.
a lot of fun.
It's here's a bit of a soapbox. Legion is a game, and games should be fun.
Yeah.
And when you're hanging out with your friends, that you only get to see at events, you should have a good time. And it stinks sometimes that when you go to these bigger events for Legion, they kind of turn into like these super, like, Worlds should be like a party, a celebration of the players in the game. You're all here, you all made it. Maybe even if you didn't make it, you can still show up and hang out with all the top players, and like, it should be like a celebration of the franchise, everything. I'm not saying you don't play hard and you do your best, and that's fine, but I think that it should be fun. And unfortunately, in like mini wargaming, it's kind of doesn't always feel like that. And sometimes it just feels like you're at like a very I don't want to say surgical, that's not right. Formal event where it's just kind of like everyone's kind of just like, all right, it's the vibe isn't there that I want. And with the Golden Sprue will always be a good vibe. It'll always be I was offered and I denied. He's like, do you want to put because I had some I got rid of our prizes. I cut down on our prize support so I could get the tickets lower, but next year tickets will be a little bit higher, but because of that, I'll make sure Hob and whoever else is my judge, Nick, if you're next year,
whichever scrub you can wrangle into that.
Nick and Hob and our train guy will get rooms on the house. And so this year I made sure Nick was taking care of Nick Bodnar, and then I paid for our room. But if I up the ticket, I can make sure everybody's taken care of. Because fortunately Hob bought his own room too. It was all Hob was very graciously volunteered to come up. He's like, hey, I wanted TO, can I come? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. But I didn't have it in my budget because I cut the ticket prices down to like get him his own spot. So next year, I will bump it up, but know that we're a nonprofit, and that I'm not doing. I don't see any. I lost money. Like this event was just all out of my pocket.
That Grogu balloon came straight out of your pocket.
Oh, dude.
Grogu
Okay. Pin on that.
We'll
get back to that. That's really good. But when I do that, like I want to be very transparent that if I do that, it's to make sure that the staff gets taken care of, and because prizes like, he was Josh Keel, who's the head of the Golden Sprue, super awesome dude, like totally supported us and everything we're doing, got us more tables, like 100% awesome, awesome to work with. He's like, well, what do you like, if you don't do prize support, what do you can give away? So like 40K players and Age of Sigmar players, they want product. Like you can start a new army, everything's expensive. And I'm like, well, no one really wants anything because you own it. If you're like whatever you want, you're playing.
So one 40K army, you could literally own like everything in Legion.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Right. So I said, well, I'll reach out. So big shout out to Skullforge Studios. If you have a 3D printer, please subscribe to his Patreon, and he does awesome sculpts. He supplied for free, by the way, which is over the top. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. A Doom sculpt and an Isabel sculpt. So for my my Eternal Horizons gag, and then I had Jay print out cards. So we have Doom Eternal, Doom cards, Doom and Isabel cards for ambush, standing orders, push, and assault. And you can, if you miss those at the event, they may come back again as a Patreon giveaway through our Patreon. I wanted everybody who came to the sprue to get the first grab at them. First batch, and the models will not be. The models were for this event, and we may release them later or like print them or something. But they're just for that. Also, you may see more Doom things come from Skullforge. he kind of got the bug after he made them. So you can get maybe the Doomslayer with a sword, and that's your Vader. And I think that's very
I'd do it.
yeah, very appropriate. Very
I'd do
cool.
it.
So Golden Sprue. What else? Okay, so so it turned out it was Stabcast, the Scoundrels, the gentleman of multiple casts, Tim Hannon's birthday. I didn't know until Friday. So I'd already was doing this like kids birthday party gag where I put all the like I had a ring pop, a Star Wars ring pop. If you see me post that Yoda picture of that ring pop, it looks terrible, but it's hilarious to me. Like it was I just look at that picture, I'm like, that was me high watching the finals of LVO and watching Dash do okay until the blanks happened. Just the side eyes that weren't quite looking in the same direction. But so I put ring pop, put some candy in there, put the cards, put the models. Also, a big shout out to ZZ Armory. ZZM Armory. He made silhouettes for everybody, and so those went in the bag. So then you got silhouettes too. Another
like new silhouettes, like the tall, like notch based ones too.
And just like Zach, if you're listening, you're an awesome dude, man. That was like really, you really came through with some prizes that like I was not expecting. He brought these big TIE fighters as prizes for train. They look pretty good. They block some LOS. They're pretty clean, not too big. He made all those things out of the kindness of his heart. And I really thank you. You really helped make the Golden Sprue turn out to feel like you got some cool stuff. So again, I'd love to work with you next year, or I'll have you on. You'll be on again, I'm sure.
He got some cool stuff.
Like, yeah, he does. Also, check out his website, the ZCM Armory. Like, got 3D printer.
For those of you that also played the Galactic Battlegrounds, like I did, the shameless Age of Empires clone for Star Wars. He's got these little objective markers that are the holocrons. The Jedi could just walk over and pick up and levitate back to your base. Chef's kiss. Fantastic.
So excellent. Yeah. So we had all those prizes. Okay. Yeah. Tim. So we found out it was his birthday Friday, and I didn't know, or else I would have had like more kids party stuff. So I'm like, oh crap. Like I'm just out of time. And then luckily, Dash and Zach or Thrawn in the Discord. So Thrawn came out of retirement to come play at our event. So Zach Berry came out of retirement, which was great. I actually got to play him, and he just like
murdered you,
bro. Yeah, it was. Oh my god.
Was this before or after though? You were already 3 sheets to the win.
Oh no, I was quite sober. That was round 1 of day 2, and he just like destroyed me. That tank of his was just dumping damage. So
he playing?
He was playing
Anakin Saber.
Yeah, Anakin Saber. And so it was pretty standard, like no frills, very whatever. What the problem happened when he put 4 hits into my bus first round.
Oof.
And I blocked 1. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll probably still be alive the next turn, so I can get my Black Suns out. So bus moved up, hadn't dropped the guys out yet, and he got his tank and he shot and he put 5 into it. And I'm like, okay, I'll be okay, because I'll be exactly 8 or something. Like I'll roll 1 out, nothing. So bus explodes, Black Suns get a face down order token, they lose a man, they get a suppression, and they just get ripped apart. And I'm like, well, that's probably game. Because my Mandos were like coming around. I'm like, okay, I'm still in this. Garsax and the Mandos, we're still here. And then he just hits 4 to Mandos, 3 blanks. And I'm like, I just shook his hand. Like it was more stuff happened, like some fighting, but I was just like, hey man, you got it. Like I'm just
From an outside observer, not to rain on your salt parade, it looked like the Anakin was about ready to just do that anyway.
Oh yeah, no,
he didn't even have to.
No. Yeah, it wasn't. I'm not even like upset about it. It was just like, it felt really bad when the Black Suns didn't get to act and they were just dead. Like I was like a delivery service to get them blown up. But now
let's cheer you up though. Tell us about Tim.
Oh yeah, okay. Back to
for like
okay.
the third start.
Yeah, I know. Well, real pin in it. Please read the disembark rules. They have changed. If you move, you can just get out now. Used to be you couldn't do anything. But you can't do anything. You don't get free actions or anything. For close transport. I didn't know that. That's new. But Tim, so it's so it's his birthday, and so Thrawn or Zach and Mike were like, we gotta get party stuff. So we're all in the Golden Sprue chat. We're like, and it was blizzard and also -16 out. It was like this terrible storm. So they're going to party cities at like, in a huge snowstorm. Like, do you have any Star Wars? Like, so Zach found a tablecloth, a happy birthday thing. Oh, a happy birthday thing you hang up, and a giant inflatable baby Yoda. And so they put helium in it for whatever reason. Yeah, they put weights at the bottom so he wouldn't take off. And so it was Tim's job as a birthday boy and also proud father to carry around baby Yoda the whole event. What happened was he might have got kicked or something. I don't know. Like, yeah, knocked, because of course he's getting knocked around because it's funny. And then he just floats up to the ceiling, and then it's like the ceiling's like layered up, so it was like an alcove up top, and he's just T-posing, like up in the air looking down at us, and we just left him because we couldn't get him down. So I'd like to think that somebody who went into the room to clean, like we picked up the tables and stuff, to clean it out. They're like, the guy's just like scrubbing the floor, and he looks up and he sees it, and he doesn't really know what it is. So it's like Ghost. So he's like, oh my god! So he leaves, and then that Ghostbuster situation. That's my dream, because that's hilarious. But
some say he's still up there even today,
dude.
Watching us.
I hope they never rent that room out. And when we go back next year, there's just a deflated Yoda like in the corner, like a deflated Grogu, just laying there. Man, I would laugh.
It's like the girl from The Ring that's like crawling out.
Yeah, just
like
it's just hung over one of the light fixtures.
Yeah. Dude, please, that's so excellent. But Golden Sprue overall, good time. Congratulations to Nick winning his own memorial tournament. You did it.
Yeah.
You proved everyone wrong and came back.
Back
also
from the dead. It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. He got better. Also, congrats to Lukuk for going 5-0. It was like a 0.005 difference in the strength of schedule.
Yeah. Well, we can see it right there. Yeah, 0.05.
Yeah, and
That's cool.
Nick got the parry down twice, so that souped him up a little bit. So it's there's some things, but also I don't really feel bad for Luke Cook, because I remember a time when I went to Canada and we both went like 4-0, and he got first because the strength of schedule, and I got second. So hey man, karma's a bitch, bro. Welcome back. Here's your second place trophy. I'll put it next to mine. But yeah, no, I mean, when you both go 5-0, it doesn't matter what place you came in. Like you won, right? Like you did it. Then topping out the top four. Oh, go ahead.
I'm happy with my trophy too. But we'll get
yeah, that is pretty good. We got Chris Cook coming in fourth. The Cooks had to fight off at the end.
Third.
Let them fight.
Father versus son.
Chris is in third.
Third, I say fourth.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I can't read.
I think they were both the top seeds going into it, and they kind of just mutually sheer destruction took each other down.
Yeah, dude, that's actually the worst. And then we have Dean Tron coming in fourth. He's new to the scene, so congratulations. And then from there, top 8, Julian Hunt, Nick Gardner, 7th, Rob Kopp, 8th, Richard O'Brien. Then I'm all the way down at 20th. Dude, I had a terrible
and I'm down here.
Holy crap, did I do bad? I brought Guard, 2 Mandos, Bus, Black Suns, and some Pikes, and I knew it wasn't good. It was okay. The Mandos sometimes never die, or they die immediately. But honestly, when I played, Julian played an ATST Veers Blizzard Force, and that was like the beating of my life. I just couldn't. I think I killed 2 bike squads, all 800 points of my army before I got tabled. It was just nuts. He slapped me around pretty good. Also, he's only been playing for 6 months, so hey, you cut the head off the dragon, my dude. Good job.
He's a solid player. I played against him at LVO, and it was first game of day 2, and he was there with all the Canadian guys.
Yeah.
He was telling me he's still kind of like feeling his way around Legion and everything, but he brought a pretty wild rebel list at a 30-point bid.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm like, oh, I wonder what that's for.
It's for
I'm gonna take this box and run.
Yeah, recover the supplies. But or also to beat Blizzard, I guess, right? Congratulations, everybody. The Golden Sprue will return. I just need a year to recover things. But hey, Austin, how'd your Golden Sprue done, click, how did your LVO go?
It was fun. I honestly, I hate to say the best tournament ever, because like all the ones I've been to are great, but like the 3-day tournament was a lot of fun. Like it, like I brought a list that I was like, maybe I can make day 2 with it. Like it's kind of wacky and has a lot of like intricacies. Like you have to like pull things off in a certain way, and like, if I just like mess up, like that's it pretty much. But I went 2-1 on day 1. I lost my first game with both hostages in my deployment zone. So yeah.
Geez. Yeah.
So we're not going to talk about that one. There was a bark speeder that did way more than it should have. A lone bark speeder, but ended up going 3-0 on day 2, and then I played Evan Paul day 3 in the top 8, and he was playing Blizzard. I was feeling good up until end of round 3, and then it just kind of fell apart. Played hostage. I was able to steal his hostage, which is kind of weird against Vader, but it ended up costing me in the long run. I think it was a little bit too aggressive, but LVO was awesome. A lot of great games. I just love the 3-day tournament.
Yeah.
All the prize support, like, I don't want, like, I'm not saying, oh, everyone's got to get a participation trophy, but like you got good stuff for just staying there and playing. And I think that's like I feel like we kind of have an issue every now and then on like some tournaments where people just like, oh, okay, I lost my first 2 games, I'm just going to drop whatever.
Yeah.
Like just stick around, and I think the way to do that is like incentivizing people with cool prizes, and they had awesome stuff that they were giving out just for staying around. And LVO was great though. I will 100% go again next year, and it was fun.
Excellent.
Who would do something like that? Leave before prizes that issued at a tournament and not pick up your reward for
it's coming back. All right. So yeah. It's hard to see. But so I made 2 special plaques. One was for Nick, and then it just
camera does not like it.
No, it ate him, but one's for Nick Bodnar and one for Jay Shalansky. It was the the community appreciation award. It's like, hey, thanks Nick for bringing tables everywhere and not like getting paid. Like not like you're doing it for the love of the game, not not for any sort of profit. You've got this
the real MVP award.
You may have a brain parasite to make that many Legion tables. Yeah. All right, I'm not saying that's off the table. It's a non-zero. It's a non-0% to be that like to bring that many to make that many constantly. To get it checked out, that's all I'm saying. But thank you again, Nick. No one says that to you enough, I don't think. For like, you were PAX. If you weren't there, we wouldn't have PAX. Anyway, and then I made one for Jay because Jay does a lot for the community. He's now footing all the plane tickets. If you won those at PAX, that's all coming out of his pocket now. He's doing like constantly gets prize support to events. He's always trying to get the game up there. So I made him a plaque, and I wanted to do this little heartfelt speech on day 2, but then he dropped, and then he went home after day 1, and so I wasn't
it's mine now.
mad, but I was a little upset because I'm like, hey, just stay around, maybe something good will happen, ha ha ha. And then he left, which I get it. Like it was a 2-hour drive. He didn't want to stay the night, and then if he didn't go, like didn't have a winning record, he was going to leave, which is fine. But so in spite of that, I gave it to Grammer. Grammer grabbed that trophy. Now it's Grammer's Jason Lansky Appreciation Trophy.
Yep.
Man, you need to do something like. It'd be fun if you put out the end of like a wizard wand, like a wizard staff or something. So you walk into like a Adepticon with like this plaque and a stick. Like
I am Jay.
I could
good.
3D print some sort of adapter to it.
That'd be really funny, I think. Or like a necklace. So you put the necklace
just
like a
Flavor
big
Flav
chain.
it,
Yeah,
just-
Flavor Flav, this giant like Jason Lansky Appreciation pack. Like don't know if you know I'm a big deal, but so that's really funny.
No, I need to get one of those t-shirts that says "I'm not a Jay Shalansky guy."
Oh, dude.
Inside cut for
Inside,
those who know.
wow, like crazy weird cut. But
Yeah.
so
I mean, Jay
go
even
ahead.
sends a lot of stuff down to our local Tampa tournaments, and I mean, just I can say that, like, without him, I don't think the Legion community would be doing as well as it is. Like, he's really doing a lot for everyone. And I personally want to say thank you, because he, every time we have a local in Tampa, I mean, he's always sending stuff down. It's like, hey, don't forget about us down here in Florida. He's like, I'm not.
He has supported some of my little dinky local tournaments down here in Arkansas. So he really does deserve this, but he didn't stay and pick it up, so it's mine now.
So he loses it. I said good day, sir. You lose. Good day, sir.
You get nothing.
Also a big shout out to Luminous Gaming. He does a lot too. So I'm gonna say this, he's not new on the scene, but I haven't really seen, like, it's only the past year or so I've seen Luminous really like take off. So hey, if you're listening, man, next year, you play your cards right. You do enough, and maybe you get a $10 plaque like everybody else does, buddy. You got to come to the Gold Sprue. Just saying.
I'll drag him up
and
there.
stay
I
to
have
the
to.
end.
Perfect. So all right, buddy. Yeah, you got to stay to the end though if you want that $10 plaque. Which is so funny because I had all these prizes out, and these, so you can go to it's like crownawards.com, and you can make plaques for like $10. Like you have to put a generic sticker on it that says like GOAT or like you the best or something. They kind of suck. There weren't really any really funny ones. But you could always just make your own stickers and put them on, because they want like an extra $80 or something for a custom sticker. It's craziness. But after like I made all these prizes and I got all these like chips and everything, and I was expecting people to want like the 3D printed chip. Like, no, I want that plaque. I'm like, I mean, cool, but like, okay. That's all it took, like plaques. Sure.
It's like, you could have this. I
Give
want
me the
this.
plaque.
Yeah, actually that was funny. Yeah, so what happened was when when you picked up a plaque, we are giving out some prize support, and people just want the plaque. They didn't want any like the stuff. I'm like, all right, man, like appreciate it. But so Golden Sprue, thank you everyone. Look out for Golden Sprue 2, the Electric Boogaloo. Next year it will be in January. We will probably have Endless to stream, so he'll come up and we'll have a stream, and we'll stream the Snack Time Regional Championship number 2. We'll stream the trivia.
Hey, we might have time. If we start now, we can probably get it cleared to be a world's level event.
That's true, a world's level Snack Time event.
Yeah, it was a little rushed to get approval on it for this one, but maybe
but
maybe in January
At Adepticon for Snack Time.
I'd like to see. So my goal for the stream would be when we do like something goofy like Snack Time, or we play trivia. I'd like the stream to be on then too, because I feel like that's fun. Like that's like part of that community thing where it's like everybody coming together and just like hanging out, and like you can still like enjoy it with us even if you couldn't make it. because playing Legion is a lot of fun, but to me, it's like the best part. We used to say the best part of X-Wing weekend was like not X-Wing; it was just hanging out. Like, so the best part about Legion, like Adepticon, is going to be. Oh, by the way, I'll be at Adepticon, and I'm either going to be dressed up as a wizard, challenging people to games of Onslaught over the Onslaught area, because I promised Alex Davey I would, or to pass to your next quest, you must defeat the wizard, and then like wizard goes 0-3 at every event. Wizard's having a bad day. Or there's just gonna be Legion open play, and so you could probably find me camped out there, because everything sold out before I could get into anything that wasn't
instantly.
Onslaught
I've got
waitlist.
I got my LCQ because I'm a scrub, and some Onslaught stuff.
So okay, so to pivot into something more relevant, before we do this, people have been asking what my thoughts on Blizzard Force are, and you can listen to a million podcasts right now, and they all have many different opinions on it. I'm not even going to go into it. I'm just going to say it's good, and if you have it, you should play it. And if you don't have it, just understand what it does, know the Blizzard Force specific cards, and don't get caught by surprise. And that's all I'm going to go into it on it. There's so much audio out there of people talking, and if you go in the comp chat, it just keeps revolving around to, but can it beat Blizzard Doe? And that's like fine, but I'm done. That's it. I'm done talking about it.
I'll just add a pivot onto that just to emphasize this point a little bit. So LVO was almost half Empire, and all trends are pointing to Adepticon being probably even more Empire dominant.
No, that's a different conversation. That like so before that, we'll get into that later. We'll open the back half. But for the LCQ, Nick, what are you playing?
Oh, we're jumping straight into that, huh?
Yeah, I think that's so we got a little surprise at the end. I think would be funny.
As our little Blizzard, so you're expect to see it a lot.
Yeah.
So I am torn between two lists right now for dealing with Blizzard. Separatists for both, because I am sticking by my droid homies.
Yep.
And what I'm working at right now, yep, you got me right there. Let's start with a super tactical droid.
Yep.
With commanding presence.
Yep.
We'll get to that tech here in a little bit. And comms relay.
Okay.
3 B1 battle droids with an E5S.
Okay.
And 3 B1 battle droids with nothing.
Okay.
3 Stap Riders with linked targeting array.
Okay. Did you?
Oh no, Evan, you're blowing the lead.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I just remembered. LTA.
3 strike teams with sniper rifles and emergency transponders.
Dude, okay, real talk.
Hot card.
Emergency transponders is too cheap, right? Like for 4 points, it's just insane. Like I was using it in. People forget it can remove a suppression. So like I had a two courage guy, they had 2 suppression, and odds are you're not rolling it off if you're just rolling 2. But I'm just like pop transponder, throw that out, got my actions, and like I caught people off guard because usually like expecting like an aim or a dodge or something. Yeah. But yeah, it does remove a suppression token. 4 points, like actually insane. But okay, sorry.
Turns out aim is also pretty good on those droidy boys with lethal.
Yeah.
So this is for those keeping track at home. This is a 13-act stat list. Return of the grossness. There's some different tech in here though. So a couple things I like about it is that people may not be aware of is that commanding presence actually does affect your direct range on the super tac, and that's why I'm not running a link target or an H2 uplink on one of my stats, because I can actually pretty reliably keep them within range 4 of the super tac, and then chain like the closest stat to me only has to be within range 4, and then they can coordinate themselves out. that's pretty easy to do, actually.
Yeah.
So it helps. It's essentially it's a free aim on my power pieces every turn, which has been very handy. Also, notice that I'm using the standard super tactical droid and not Kalani. That's because keeping that override is super, super clutch. I think both if you're running like even like the OG spider droids, or in this case, some sniper strike teams, being able to override them and get them to actually aim, even though they don't have an order, is fantastic. And this list has essentially perfect order control. There are some cases where you'll have like your super tac mixed in the bag with a couple snipers or something, but it's very reliable. So even if you do need to move and shoot a sniper, you might be able to strategize and aim onto them with the super tac. You might to be able to just emergency transpond to them. I like it. It's very consistent. I'm building this to go into Blizzard Force because I really can't think of a CIS list right now that can meaningfully contest Vader and contest Bites at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning into this list to essentially try to skirt and avoid Vader altogether. Let him, he's gonna mulch some B1s, and that's just what it's gonna have to be.
Yeah.
And try to focus on the bike objectives and use my order control and activations to outplay them on that. I think that's my best shot going forward. I've played this
CIS
against.
Oh, go ahead.
I've played this a couple times now. One against Evan here, and it's been performing pretty well. The snipers have been very consistent, double red, and suddenly being able to aim more often and get that lethal in has been very helpful. I did some list that range 3 even comes up more than you'd expect with the adding in the 2 white surging in there is not bad at all. Scout doesn't have the utility that it entirely used to with can't start on objectives anymore, but it's still pretty nice. Because I believe you will still see some 333, some Iden scattered out in there, and Scout really helps neuter that that Tat Strike. So I'm a fan of it so far. I think it's
scale sucks now. I was just looking at
really
it,
does.
just like I saw like,
hey,
oh,
though,
yeah,
did you notice that it came into play in our game?
For difficult terrain he jumped over?
No, they were climbing down a building that was more than height 1.
It's all right.
Yeah. Watch out for that.
Okay.
Sneaky height 2 building.
But
Look
yeah,
out.
also the snipers are in there from the Blizzard perspective. One, they do pretty well with the bites. Sharpshooter 1 definitely helps.
Yeah.
Can also try to help maybe poke some HRUs. These make them a little bit worried so they don't pressure me too hard. It's been
with three snipers, if you're able to get shots on the same HRU unit, 3 saves with Pierce is probably
and they typically don't have orders on those HRUs. So
you're probably
I'll have order control. So
if you could even remove one of the heavies, it's like they're negligible, right? Like you can remove, they'll probably kill the DLT.
Yeah, they'll kill the DLT.
And then that's still like, that makes it so it may not break cover sometimes.
Yeah. In fact, it probably won't break cover at range 4.
But geez.
Outside of crits, but
Austin, what do you think of this? You're another CIS player.
I like it. My flavor is always a Force user, and it kind of just like puts me in that like category. Like I just kind of start with a Force user and go from there. But I think you've got tools to deal with Blizzard. I mean, you're probably forcing the same amount of saves through cover that they are with your E5S. And I actually think that 3's like the sweet spot for them. Like 3 E5S, I think is perfect.
I was happy with how it shook out. It gave me, I think 3, 4 if you count the super tac, like essentially free go early activations for just setup and stuff and waiting for exposed targets. That feels about right. I like the way it sits.
like you're so like I think we both, like, when I put a CIS list together, I think we're both thinking the same thing. Like, all right, I just have to be able to deal with two of Blizzard's objectives, and then I can veto the other two. So like you're choosing, like, bombing run, breakthrough, and even payload. Like you can handle payload or KP. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine. You're just like, oh, I can just ban hostage, done. I'm kind of going the other route where I'm like, oh, all right, I'll play something that can play hostage, as well as, or slightly less good. I don't know. I think Vader's better than Dooku at hostage, but just because of his surrounding army. But like, I think like we're still doing the same thing. We're like, all right, well, we'll just do this half of Blizzard's battle deck and not worry about the other half. And
that's exactly, we just chose different halves.
Yeah.
You're trying to
Yeah.
outbeat him in the scrum, and I'm trying to beat him wide.
Yeah. I like it. I think everybody should have at least a plan. Like, if you're not playing Blizzard, just have a plan to like deal.
Yeah, it's well, it's rough because there's that, and then there's Dark Troopers are real good. And I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a bunch of people bring those just because they're cool and new. And some people just go into Worlds to have a good time. Shockingly, they're not trying to win the whole thing. They're just like, hey, I just want to throw some Dark Troopers down. And if you don't have anti-armor, Dark Troopers are mean guys. They will bonk you with that myrtleizer.
And that's something about
no one's taking the myrtleizer, but
no, not the myrtleizer.
Not the myrtleizer.
Like this list, it doesn't really have. It has no impact, but it's got 6 solid critical units.
Yeah.
And and I don't think there's been a game even that I've been playing CIS, and I've probably played like 15 to 20 like tournament games of CIS. Like, right, Naked B1s just roll crits sometimes.
They
have nothing better to do.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we were playing. Evan was playing another like Black Sun bus list, and I just was those Naked B1s just like threw themselves at him. Eventually, just like I had like one like standby outside the bus, just like, you're gonna kill somebody, but it's gonna have to be us. Like,
yeah, I forgot I had raiding party leader.
That would have actually stripped it, but
yeah, it's like, but yeah, he like, I moved up and he just ran surrounded, so I couldn't get out anywhere because there's no local points. It's like, man, Kramer does these things, so I wish I could just ghost at him, like reach through the headset and just give him a choke, like, stop, just let me get out of my bus. But no, that's pretty solid. Mine, so this is this new one that's caught my fancy. So I've gone long sigh. I've been completely like, I have no idea, because there's so many looming threats that are you have to kind of know how to deal with them. Your list has to be kind of built to deal with them, or at least have an option. I've been like artistically bankrupt for list building. So I want to do all these cool things, but I'm like, that won't survive, and so I want to be Shadow Collective, but I don't really want to do Maul. I feel like Maul Pikes is pretty generically good, but it's not incredibly fun to play, and then Maul sometimes just dies because he's got so much to do. But so Zach Bucks and Six Matthews kind of started making this, and then I looked at it and I thought, hey, you know what? Zach Matthews of Deploy the Garrison podcast. I'm like, you know what? That actually looks not bad. So it's like Hero Hammer, right? You're just front loaded on your heroes, and got a couple of these, and then a couple of those.
I was looking at this list.
So it's and so this is my take on it. So it's 3 snipers because they're real good. Get to why in a second. 2 rebel veterans with the Mark IIs. I don't even really like the Mark IIs that much, but for 38 points for an act that can sometimes just throw 2 crits, like, hard to beat.
Not bad fire supporting on a strike team shot either, if you can set it up.
Or maybe Cassian's sniper rifle shot.
That too.
Deviously. This rocket on my back could it? Let's see. Then we did situational, and then we get it prepared, and then her gun, and then him with that, and then my secret tech is emergency transponders at K2 because I'll also give it to Cassian. So I'm getting double my points for those 4. They're gonna regret putting that in the game. And I'll make them regret it. And then I think with him, I couldn't decide what I was gonna put on Boba. He definitely gets yeah, he gets his flamethrower. Maybe I don't mind Hunter. It's not bad. To up close and personal is good when you do his spin to win.
Yeah.
So if you do a crazy dot, like crazy dive, you're like pretty safe for the turn.
Yeah.
He doesn't need into the fray. He already has Overwatch. Sees maybe, but you kind of want him to have the standby if you don't issue him an order. I just said Hunter just out of I don't know. But so command cards, look at the page. It's so good. It's so good. This is page of command cards. I'm thinking, of course, so that's your Sith removal tool, whipcord launcher.
Yep.
Rebellious is kind of
for the audio. Did we run through this? Now that's all done real quick for the
oh,
audio.
okay, yeah. So maybe. I think I started.
He's just playing stuff.
Yeah, I'm just like in this and then that and then this. So it's Cassian with Hunter and his gun, the rifle configuration, because cumbersome isn't awful anymore. Anyway, he's probably not moving. Then Jin with vigilance, situational awareness, prepared supplies, and her gun. K2SO with transponder and Jin's blaster, because that's really good. It's a probability cannon on him. Boba Fett, the old and wise, with Hunter and Boba's flame projector. And then 2 Rebel vets with Mark II, the CMO3, their gun. I hate no one calls it the
heavy
CMO3.
gun.
Yeah, the heavy gun.
Dash 9-3 Mark.
Yeah, the CMO, the guy in the set when they were filming the movie who had to get the gun made of soup cans. Yeah, that's that gun. 2 medium blasters, the Mark II emplacement trooper, and then 3 snipers. And the reason I'm taking 3 snipers is range pierce is just good. Period. So I'm taking rule with respect, and they will all be around Boba. So I'm throwing 2 black and a white. Cassian will throw a red into black. So I can have this kind of range 5 alpha strike to remove some things I don't want. Also range 4 with the Rebels veterans gun of 4 white and a black is pretty good. You're just looking for
crit 2.
Yeah, you're just looking for crits, right? You're looking for surges and crits. So rule respect is in. We'll get to his other 3 pip in a minute. So 1 pips are whipcord launcher, because that's your anti-Jedi card that they have to respect the card. They have to know when you might play it. It's super good. I think I'm taking crack shot. I'm taking crack shot. It's either sabotage communications, because I think that's funny when someone's like, I'm playing luminous beings, are we? And I'm like, no, you're not. Or attack strike, I'm like, nah. But no, it's crack shot's just too good. And there is a spot in my mind where I like to give Cassian Overwatch, depending on how the board plays out. So he gets a free standby at the end of his turn.
Which you can fit in your loadout slot if you kind of set up for it.
Instead of Hunter, I could, because maybe there's just not a whole lot of multi-wound units, so Hunter's kind of useless. So you take his pistol and you do your gunsling and shoot 2 things. You get the standby, and it's range 3 with him, and you can long shot it, or you can just do whatever you want. You can shoot something else, right? You don't have to shoot what moves. So it's definitely we'll put that in the yield loadout. It's definitely at least a conversation on the army. So 1 pips, and then 2 pips. I'm doing making his way in a galaxy, because that's really good. And then this is the interesting one. So I think I'm actually taking trust goes both ways. So you give that to Jin. So you take Jin and then you give it to Cassian or K2, and then just everyone gets 1,000,000 tokens. Yeah. Right. It's pretty good.
The old Broad 1 play.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's I'm surprised it hasn't seen more. I guess it's a lose less, not a win more button, but being able to say like everybody you need to kill has like 3 dodges, heavy cover, SA. They're
Yeah.
like, oh,
There you
I
go.
guess I won't shoot. Right? Like I guess, yeah. Last Stand's pretty good, especially with like Boba to like load him up before he heads out. But I think trust goes both ways is just is money. And then this is the tough one. Jetpack Rocket is super good. Being able to remove something at range 3, or maybe an errant sniper team at range 4, great. Covering fire, forget it. Complete the mission, I think, is what I'm going to end up taking. It's so if you're unfamiliar with it is because no one really plays Jin anymore, which is weird. Jin Urso gains low profile clutch. When a friendly trooper is issued an order, it may gain 1 suppression token. When a friendly trooper with a face-up order token activates, during its activation, it cannot become panicked or suppressed. At the end of that activation, it may remove 1 suppression. So it's just 3 troopers. So you can do Boba, Cassian, Jin if you're trying to like do a big play on something.
Yeah.
Or just troopers need to grab something and go. Complete the mission is actually like a super good card. The timing's weird with the new suppression stuff though, right? Where it doesn't say like you get to be unsuppressed the whole turn. It's just when you activate. A volunteer
You get,
mission
like a
is
free SA captain on whatever you order, right?
yeah, absolutely. Volunteer missions like okay, yeah, Danger Sense 1, it's all right. But it is Danger Sense with whatever defense die you're rolling. So with Boba and K2, they would be rolling red, which is pretty good.
Yeah, extra red in there is pretty nice.
Yeah, so it's like that's especially with Boba who surges. It's just like
Yeah.
I'll finish up, but I have I think a minor adjustment to this list to see if
that's
like
fair
it after you're done.
But I also really like Sacrifice. So it's Cassian and K2SO gains Guardian 4. At the end of K2's activation, he may choose another friendly commander or operative unit at range 1 in line of sight of K2SO. If you do defeat K2SO, and enemy units cannot perform range attacks against the chosen model until the end of this round. So it's an all or nothing card, but I feel like there are some times you're just trying to run away with that box and you've got hell on your heels. They can't melee you, but they can shoot you just to say, I just win now. Like that's pretty cool. But this is my dilemma. Is I think the other cards I are pretty in there, but my 3-pip, I don't know.
All right, so let me hit you with this. I have 2 alternate takes here. I'll hit you with the boring one first.
Yeah.
The boring one first is you cut Jin and replace her with another veteran and a Mark II.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
That's the boring one. The other one is you cut Jin and replace her with Lando.
Yeah.
Start bringing all those situational command cards.
Dude, I thought about it. It's tough because like this is almost a perfect like theme list. Like not quite, right? Because I don't the Rogue One Dream isn't quite you can play a lot of the heroes, but it's not quite like complete.
Both that shows up in Rogue One.
Yeah, right. It's just like it was either that or Din, because having bounties very strong. But then Din's like command cards, or you really want him to have his command cards. Whistling Birds, you can pass. It's fine.
Yeah.
But his Relentless with the Ambam rifle, that's pretty big. Because you can tase some bikes, so they can only move speed 1, right? Like if you had to in a pinch, you can just like zap, or is it? It's mobilized 2, right?
Yeah.
I think mobilize only works on troopers, though. Does it?
I thought you could immobilize.
I think it says a unit wounded by this because you can. I had someone whip a bus because they hit it in the rear. They hit it with a pike whip and immobilized it.
Couldn't move. Whip the bus's butt cheeks. No, you're not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Let's see. Suppressive, immobilize. Keywords. Immobilize, no definition found. Damn. But there
I'm
was some
pulling it up. You
play.
guys.
Yeah, it's fine. There was some play between doing Din with the Ambam and some, like jetpack, flamethrower. I could drop probably this. And like that's pretty good. Like he can poke stuff, he can shoot guys at long range. Vader, if he sees Vader, he's taking a damage. Probably. But I've got about 138 points of flex, and I'm already at 10x. What do you think, Austin? What's your take?
Well, just to confirm,
Yeah.
with CRG, you can immobilize a unit, so it doesn't happen.
Oh,
Sorry,
nice.
bikes, blap. No, speed 1. Can't get away.
As far as the rebels go, here's my theory on heroes. The less models you have, the more likely you are to just always have cover, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's less accounting you have to do. You don't have to be like, all right, are these 3 guys like from this angle gonna get covered? Just be like, all right, this Boba Fett's like, if there's a building here and his toes back here, it's like, all right, he's gonna get cover, like boom.
Yeah.
I think Hero Hammer is pretty strong. I mean, we've seen like Izzy does it with Empire a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Luke was playing double. He's playing IG Boba, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think heroes are good. I actually really like the Jin 2 pip where you have that like circle of teamwork.
Yeah. It's just like everybody gets. It almost makes me want to put SA on Cassian. Maybe that's not a bad play, but
I think. See, I think you could also maybe make an argument for dropping vigilance.
Okay.
And
I was thinking that too, to improv.
yeah, I think an improv could help there because Jin's always a commander, so like you'll always have hers. But if you want to infiltrate Cassian with Boba, I liked the first one you put up with 11 acts, Boba, 2 vets, 2 Mark IIs, and 3 snipers. I think that's my personal favorite.
Okay.
I do think Lando's maybe worth considering too, just to get more command cards.
Plus, there's some like styling with Lando, like
Lando and the boys.
Lando just won Golden Sprue.
he did. But then I'd have to drop. Oh, he's commander though, so I'd have to drop.
Jin.
Oh no, I'd have to drop.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I actually think Jin's pretty solid. And to bring
Jin
them
does
up,
bring that rare like courage 3 bubble.
Yeah, that's good too.
I think
Especially
Jin or Lando both bring like some style points here with you. So
yeah, I don't. I'm gonna play. So originally, I had planned on doing. Man, this has been miserable. Like every time I build a list, I'm like, this won't make it. This won't make it. This won't make it. I had like built a bunch of scum, so much scum. It was gonna be Black Hole Sun, 6 Black Suns and 2 buses, and it's a meme. It's a meme for sure. But with the new LOS rules with the buses, you have a moving wall, 2 walls. And like I was playing Nick, and like I was gonna lose, I think, in the end, but we had to stop. But it wasn't like I didn't feel like I had 8 acts at 13. Like I get to watch him play for an hour after I was like done moving, even with the pass, right? It was just the discrepancy. But even with that, like it was this like impending march that he had to like snipers. I think they shot like
it
twice.
got there quicker than I wanted it to.
Yeah. The snipers even. I'm just like bus moves up, guys move behind bus, can't shoot him. He's like, oh
yeah.
I'm like, yep, this is gonna be the whole game, right? Like, it's a meme, but
I think vehicles are really good, and so the one thing about like Hero Hammer is like you kind of open yourself up to double bounty. But you have Boba in there, so like you have a bounty of your own. But
no, honestly, not in Rebels.
Yeah.
Rebel
bounties.
Yeah. So that's
sad.
hard.
But he doesn't have like any easy bounty targets either. Like,
These are all these aren't any officer.
Cassian, especially if like a bounty's on Cassian, Cassian is perfectly capable of playing safe.
Yeah.
Jin's tough, K2's tough, Boba's tough. Like
you would pretty much like have to get like shot like 2 times by like, but if they're playing like double bounty, like both bounty owners would probably have to shoot any one of them like twice, and like that's I don't think that's gonna happen. I like the improvised in there, and then maybe so I think you could put SA on Cassian, and
Okay.
you put prepared supplies. So like vigilance went up to 12.
Yes.
So if you just play 2 prepared supplies on whatever you were planning on vigilancing, you're saving 2 points.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
So it could, be handy.
With the magic of loadout, which is like, I am shocked that loadout isn't more of a thing.
Yeah.
Because like you could just take situational, and maybe it's not a game where it's everyone really
put Overwatch in the situational slot.
Yeah.
Overwatch, and then Hunter.
You have your stitch points, so maybe push.
Push. That's a good swapperoonie. And then prepared supplies could be
Ascension cable is also always
yes, that's pretty good. Maybe you
on Cassian.
Yeah, maybe you're just that, and then the gun is just that's right. His is flip. It's not item. So it's like it's such a cool idea, and I wish Legion did that more, where it's like you can like kind of like sideboard a little bit. But this like it's got some style points because your rebels right now are just hard mode. You're playing on like hard mode, but you've got a lot of ranged pierce, and that's the whole point of all this is a ton of ranged pierce, a ton of critical,
a lot of ranged pierce, a lot of sharpshooter.
And so it's like
relatively tough. I think this is like
11
the problem with this list is if we're going for the usual, can it go up against Blizzard, is what do you do if you have to fight Vader over the middle?
I think it's tough. So it's like Boba can whipcord him for a turn, and then
but that just slows him down. It doesn't.
It does. It's what one.
You still got to be safe with the strike team and not let
2 immobilize and 2 suppression. So he's stuck there. But it's like pretty much you have to have whipcord, and you have to hope they're scared of it. And they play a little cagey around it. I mean, there's really like that's a problem. Is like, okay, well, I guess I have to bring up Luke so he can like go toe to toe. But then it's like, well, forget all of this. I still think if you brought Op Luke Lando, that's pretty good because you can take all of Op Luke situational cards, just throw them in the contingencies, and give Op Luke a standby. Man, it's really good.
Yeah, Lando's 2-pip just on Op Luke is
real
money.
good. Luke can attack twice, right?
Yeah,
and then that's strong.
I was doing that with Dooku in the invasion force. I just Batman the standby on him with the 1-pip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that works.
Oh,
you have to take Dooku in a tank to get it. Yeah, it works.
Holy cow, that's actually.
So the fact that Luke gets to do it twice, like, well, he gets to attack twice, like you were saying, like, seems good.
That's really smart. I didn't even think about that. Good pick. Good thought.
It was a nice little like thing.
You would have caught me off guard. You would have totally caught me off guard. You go, it's on Dooku now to go. What? Like, wait.
I only did it in one game when he was in melee with just like some troopers, and I was just like, all right, like he's just chilling there, so like he's got to stand by on
him. So I'm going to try this weekend at I'm going to travel 2 hours to go play 3 games of Legion. Nice. Like it's a good group. Like a lot of them show up, and they have the mix of new and like guys who play a lot, but it's just so you have to get up early to get there because they start at like 9 or 10, and then they don't get out to like last game starts at 4, so they're probably not out to like 6, 7, and then they want to go out, which that's
Yeah.
again part of the tournament. You go out after to like hang out, and
Yeah.
then now I've got 2 hour drive on top of that. It's but it was either this, which is probably gonna be this because this has enough. It has enough Evan flair where it's
Yeah.
like interesting units I don't see play. Pretty much just Jin, but that's pretty big. So just Jin, and then it was either this or Iden. It's gonna be like Iden, Boba, 2 ISFs with Inferno, 3 stormtroopers with the T-21B, and then like an officer or something. It's like a weird 3-3-3, but like
Yeah.
everything's got critical, so
Yeah.
you can deal with armor. You can at least make armor like nervous, and then you can also make bikes nervous.
Yeah.
But I think I like this better because it's just interesting. I don't know, there's like a lot of like look at this page of command cards. Like
Yeah. I like it.
Just like
Cool.
you get to do whatever you want, right? Like it's wild.
Well, just think like, how long did you take to like figure out, all right, which 6 do I want? Like imagine your opponent trying to figure out the 6 command cards.
Oh yeah, like what the hell
Like,
is even in
you
there?
have the 2-pip from Jim? Like what's
Yeah.
that?
And I get to do that thing where like when I played man, it was wild when I played Krennic at Adepticon last year. A lot of people had never played against him
Yeah.
because they're all new. They're like, what's that do? What's that do? And I'm like, oh, we're at this point in the game. We're at this point where it's like old fogey rolls up. All right, Brett, is Krennic Death Trooper still good? It's my favorite scene from the movie Rogue One. As I put down the units and just get like my cards are like all like very played, like frayed edges, like, oh yes, voracious ambition. I'm doing the like the lines every time. I'm like, deploy the garrison, like, and they have no idea what I'm talking about.
Are we blind? Deploy the garrison.
Are we blind, dude? I was so close to bringing Krennic again this year that I was like looking at Amazon for like Krennic's outfit, so I could just like roll into that and like with my pot belly sticking out.
Man.
Like
You see, I think we're both in the same boat because I'm not 100% sure what I'm playing for Worlds yet, but I know what is most likely going to happen.
yeah,
It'll probably be Blizzard, but
yeah. No,
like,
I don't. Okay, I hold no ill will against anyone who plays it because you
Yeah.
want the best odds. And
Yeah.
you're there. You're at Worlds. Like it's not anything like that. But my warning to everybody is just be prepared. Just know what it does. Know the cards, and don't get caught off by surprise by that beam blast card because
Yeah, that's
you will forget or you may not know.
Yep.
And then it goes like this, and you remove like 2 strike teams.
Yeah.
Like turn 1, and you go, oh well, okay. How many bikes? Okay. Oh, Vader's
that card's
here too.
literally making me
I just lost 2 activations before they went. Oh,
Yeah,
have
this
to
is
play
turn
my
1, like-
staps out of coordinate range of each other so they can't get double bonked by the beam card.
that's that's honestly fine. Like that's a good play there.
And it's like, so yeah, no, like if it's Blizzard, man, like you're a good player, dude. Like I'm sure it's the unfortunate thing is my eternal rival and good friend Kyle Dornbos, my barbarian to his skilled swordsman, he's gotten so many reps with it at this point.
Yeah.
His goal was to try to get it to like be seen and be knocked
Man.
down, but it turned out he only increased his power. Like,
He's over 9,000
he's
now.
over 9,000.
Yeah, there's I can only hope that I can play it, a fraction of how well he plays it. And that's kind of like my biggest thing is like, do I have enough? Like I'm going to Cherokee in like 2 weeks. I'm definitely playing it there. I'm just gonna see how it goes. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I will say, and are you ready for the first thing that's been said in like podcast history ever?
Yeah.
In defense of Blizzard Force, I think there is a definitive line into playing it well that really makes it that extra spicy top tier, because it does take a lot of unusual skill and forethought to play bikes without order control effectively.
That's true.
Yeah.
So anyone who does it like consistently well to like the scale that Kyle does, and anyone else in that realm, that is real skill to be appreciated. They're not just rolling over everybody because they have a net list. It's they're actually good at it, and there is some meaningful finesse to it that really takes it over the top.
Yeah, agreed.
So, all right.
It's not just like look it up. Okay, I'll bring this to tournament when it's not that easy.
They used to be
no.
X-Wing.
People
like,
that try that will crash their bikes into someone and die.
All right. Can you see this document, this blank document?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
All right. So
all right, it's that time.
So I'm gonna call this the segment. So there's a lot of segments I've had that died. The battle box segment will come back. Unfortunately, like a lot of things happened, and like it was like I forget. It was like
our
PAX.
time is devoted to preparing for Worlds.
Yeah. It was like PAX, and then something else, and then I do want to bring the battle box thing back because I think that's fun. And it's a good way to get people in. So I haven't forgotten about it. It's actually still sitting in my 3-season room. It's been out there all winter. It just there's no snow or weather getting in. It's just been like poor Grievous has just been like staring at the door when like I go out to grab like the din I had next to him and put him in my bag, just a tear.
He's like, no, please.
So
Scale isn't that bad now, is it?
Dude, that poor guy. He couldn't this segment. Okay, so Glup Shido is your favorite Star Wars character that no one cares about, or maybe they do care about. But it's like your thing you love in Star Wars is your Glup Shido. And I think it's time that Homebrew, we make our own characters. So what I'm gonna do is it could be popular characters. Like I'm a Plo Koon man. I'd like to make Plo's Bros a list and have like Plo Koon with clones and all that cool stuff. But we're each going to name a character, and then we're gonna like team build some keywords and maybe give it like a point. I don't know, like that's tough, but like pretty much we're just gonna like theory build some stuff here. So I'm gonna throw down one first just to get the what, like you can see the madness in my brain. Glup Shido. There we go. All right.
Point.
So mine is Cal Kestis. So he's from
Cal Kestis.
Jedi Fallen Order. Cal Kestis. Kestis. Is that right? I don't know. Made up. So Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order is a character I'd love a two, like they don't do this, but man, if they just made a 2-pack with him versus Second Sister, and you got like this, like they do with Marvel Crisis Protocol, the one thing AMG is willing to do, they make those cool little like dioramas where you get 2 characters in. I'd love like them in that final battle just squaring off. But so Cal Kestis, so he's going to be I think Rebel Force user.
Yeah.
All right.
First question to you: what rank?
Operative, I think, right?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like. I mean, maybe in the next game he's got his little team he leads, but I think he's just like he just shows up at a rebel fight, like in the game when he's with Save the Dream, Save the Rebellion.
Save the dream.
Saw Gerrera, like he just shows up and he's like, I'm a good guy. I'm like, okay. Or all right, go. So okay, my first. So I'll put out a keyword, and then I'll have Nick go, and I'll have Austin go. But let's kind of build this guy. Like, so I'm gonna say detachment. ED1.
Okay.
And the detachment BD1, or is that how's Grogu go? Is he detachment?
He's counterpart.
Yes, detachment.
Oh, counterpart.
Yeah, counterpart.
Okay, counterpart. That's what I want. Yeah. And maybe he has like the thing I remember most from the game is he picked locks and he healed. Picking locks isn't really useful in Legion, but like maybe he gives a hit
like
point.
some like steal objective token or something.
Yeah.
I think he's just he's a treat 1 capacity 2 or something.
Yeah, HP to the character, then he gives like treat 1 cap 2. Cap 2. Because in the game, like the healing shoots out of him, right? He grabs and like sticks himself with it. So And maybe I'm not really too worried about points right now. All right, Nick. Next, you can give keyword, you can give weapon, you can give courage, whatever. You know what I'll do is I'll build put a card up. Oh, I can't because I'm sharing.
It's fine. It's exactly. I'm gonna do exactly that. We're going to give him an armament slot.
Okay.
And we'll, as a little bonus, we'll add in that he has to take one.
Okay.
And you now you choose if you would like a single-bladed lightsaber, or for 5 more points, a double-bladed lightsaber that has additional attack dice.
Single, double, or his break apart, right? He's got 3 technically.
I don't think the break apart one. I mean, in the game, I don't think you break it apart, but like for like a special move and then put it back together. But
it's got a combo. Like you can hold them out, but single or double's fine. Because that's like the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a two-sided card.
So do you want to say it's what's the recover to flip?
I want to say his single-bladed lightsaber. I want him to be like a budget Jedi. He's not. He needs to be like probably worse or equivalent to Commander Luke.
Okay.
With single at least. I want it to be something consistent though. So let's say it's
6 black.
I want to say the single blade one is 4 red.
Okay.
And the double, I think, could probably be 7 black. Less consistent, or do you want to go like?
You do the mall thing, go 3 red, 3 white, just like
not okay.
Yeah,
it makes it. You're kind of just rolling for the.
Yeah.
Swinging for the fences.
Yeah. So to that point though, so when he used the double, he was more defensive, like at the spin, right? Where he could do to keep block stuff, and then in the single, maybe he was more agile. So maybe like you want to tie a keyword into the different blades besides.
I was thinking that too. How we could do that.
You could do it in the form of mastery.
Okay. Yeah.
A mastery would be interesting. I don't know if
like have a
I think we can do it more. How about just target and defend to not go too crazy here. We'll put target on the single and defend on the I think we go the other way.
Yeah. I used to think of in other games it was like the single blade is like the defensive stance, and then the double blade is like the offensive. But in this game, it's like swapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like it.
All right. Cool. All right, Austin. What do you think? And if it's something easy like jump, feel free to put in like 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should probably have like jump 1.
Okay.
And let's see. Jump 1, maybe independent.
Okay. Yeah.
Surge 2.
Okay.
Assuming that he doesn't surge like on his card.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he would.
So maybe he's a lightsaber, so they should they don't Asajj doesn't surge to hit, neither does Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Maul.
Yeah, I guess independent 2. Independent surge 2.
Do we want independent or do we want reliable?
I think
or both. 1 and 1.
I think independent is
independent surge 1 and reliable 1.
Yeah, because so his cards have to be good though.
So he basically, if he's independent 1, reliable 1, he's always going to get 2 tokens. It's just what is it going to be? He's going to get a surge and his lightsaber token, or 2 surges.
Okay, I see. That makes sense. Yeah, because he'll either get the order, and his cards can do whatever. Yeah, because he doesn't really he's not a master, so he doesn't have like a mastery, right? Well, the problem is
Yeah.
we don't know what the second game is, like how, like
Yeah.
Can I actually? I just had an amazing. Can I make an amend to mine?
Sure.
The armament. We mentioned that it's going to cost more points.
yeah,
Can we have it be reconfigured?
yeah, that's actually the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can buy just the single blade to keep them cheaper, or if you buy the double, you've got them both. I actually kind of wish they did that with like Aiden's guns or something.
Okay, all right. I actually think that looks pretty good for like.
Yeah, I think that's
Deflect.
Oh, deflect.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yes,
deflect.
Yes, good call.
Yeah. I feel like that's just on every horse.
yeah. No, that's good call. Good call. Good call.
all right. Are we going 5 health on this?
I think well, he's got healing potentially. Well, he's
If
like
he buys it, BD would probably be pretty expensive.
it's tough because it's like
I don't think you can I don't think if you include BD, going to 7 total seems too much
high.
with chart. I think 5 is.
Yeah, I think 5's okay because he's still like this is after. So the worst part is the next game comes out like, oh no, it got pushed back. It was the week before Adepticon. Now it's the month after. Because I was gonna say like, man, this could just change, right? Well,
It's all done.
That could be cool though. Like, hey, you release. Here's 2 Cals in the box. You get young Cal and like older Cal, and the cards are like slightly different and maybe at different points. That's a good way to put like 2 new characters in with like different things. But I think 5 health is probably fine. Percent health. Courage, I'm gonna say 3.
I think 3 is fine because he's an operative.
Yeah.
He's not sharing it.
Yeah.
And then his
No
cards
surges?
I think would be what?
Speed 2.
I was gonna say no surges at all.
Yeah,
Speed 2.
speed 2. Yep. And then no surges because that's why the independent's good, right? Independent and reliable. And then his card, like we don't have to go into his cards. So just everyone gets a chance to make a character. But like it'd be interesting if like you could do the Night Sister as like, we won't make them, just kind of like thoughts in my head. Like the Night Sister could be a second character, and then they could do like teamwork.
Yeah.
I hope they didn't show her in the second game. I hope they didn't forget that they like added her at the end, that she's like the last Night Sister with him, and then they didn't just like whoops, like right, like it's now he's about the guy in the tube, like but yeah, that's, and also another plug for Skullforge. He does have not Cal sculpts, but a gentleman who looks very close to Cal sculpts.
Yes. It's Mal Mestis.
Mal Mestis.
So
who's your character?
Be still my beating heart, because I'm not picking Kyle Tatarn, so we're not doing another rebel operative force user.
It's okay.
So
cool.
instead, I want to make generic Inquisitor.
Okay.
Or just Imperial Inquisitor. Double dot.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So up to 2. Okay. Cool. So operative?
And yeah, operative.
Give me the first thing you think.
Yeah, the first thing I think of, and I want so I want to pull my first thing isn't really going to be a card specific thing. I want to pull a super tack. I want there to be a generic version, and then a second sister, and
You can have fifth
who was
brother.
the other one?
Oh, the
from there's ninth sister that's
Ninth,
was like the other one that was like alongside in
yeah, second sister, the
in
ninth
Jedi
sister
Fallen
was
Order.
like the monstrous one, and then there's third sister was from Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
And
we could
then-
do third. We could do a
Yeah,
regular
because
if we
it'd
wanted to,
be
but
then like fifth brother or something was the
Mo-
dude.
mostly what I wanted. Actually, better yet, we could do second sister and Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, all right. So it's two characters we're doing, or just one?
Well, we're doing. So
Just
what I want to do
generic.
is we'll list out everything with generic, but we'll list, and then we can add into this second sister and a and Grand Inquisitor under it. We'll give them a couple little bonuses on top of whatever.
Okay, I'm like, this was just one character, my dude. Now you're giving me like,
Yeah, we're
like, I want
super
this,
teching
that,
this. They're the
that.
same thing with like.
All
an
right,
extra
okay, that's
keyword on it.
fine. That's fine. All right. Okay, so what's your first?
Let's go second sister.
Okay, so operative. So nothing on the generic right now. Okay.
Yeah. I wanna open this up. Let's have some fun with it.
I like the super attack idea with it because, like, you know, you can get multiple things out of it.
Honestly, you could just
Yeah.
put in different heads, right? Like that's second sister. That's a couple arm. Like
it's a head and a helmet.
yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, Grand Inquisitor.
If you did third sister, you wouldn't have to change the sculpt too much.
That is
Right.
true.
So if you
That is
did,
very true.
because they're all female.
Third sister, I like. Yeah.
So that just makes it easier. So you could just swap heads and like arms or something.
Yeah.
All right. What do we
All
got?
right. So let's.
So okay, let's do the base stuff and then we can add the.
Yeah, I
all
like
right,
it. So let's do let's do a custom keyword. Let's get all in on this. We'll call it Jedi Purge.
Mhm.
This character gains the bounty keyword, but the bounty must be assigned to a force unit with a force power upgrade. If there is no opposing unit with a force power upgrade, the bounty is not assigned.
Oh, okay.
However you
okay.
want to word that better.
Bounty.
Kind of like
Yeah.
how Jedi Hunters worded, and you just like swap it around.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Just, think. So they should have Jedi Hunter.
Yeah.
Also,
Yes, Jedi
think
Hunter.
Jedi Hunter, but bounty, and then Jedi
Yes.
Hunter. Okay. I'm gonna put in
that I've been wanting for a while.
jump 2. Because they did that
Ooh,
little
two.
flying thing.
The little
Yeah.
helicopter.
Yeah, I don't know how to like else to like. There's not really. It's like actually well because it's more of like they have repulsor
Yeah.
one because they can just kind of fly like if they don't have to like. hop.
You can give them hover air, right?
Okay, yeah, that's actually.
Is
Hover.
that-
I think
'cause-
that's a little extreme, but
But there needs to be there's like because they're super mobile. That's like the whole thing about their spinning blades,
Yeah.
right? They can kind of just like and the generic ones especially. Maybe second sister and third sister don't get this because they didn't really do that.
Yeah.
But the generics, like when they fought Maul in Clone Wars, right? It's like they came in or Rebels, but how
Yeah.
about maybe jump 2, but you can do it twice, or jump 1 but twice.
That would effectively just be hover air.
Yeah, I think we'll do hover air just for air, and we'll make a
It's basically a jump one, just both
jump
times.
1 but both moves.
Yeah.
Jump. We'll say if we do because hover you can get away from like I guess they could just fly over bombs.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like they're like
yeah,
oh
that's a little.
so let's say jump 1 but can do twice or
Yeah.
can do
Yeah.
twice. And they'll just put in the obligatory deflect.
Yeah.
Yep, deflect. Yeah.
All right, Austin, what do you got?
Let's see. So there's Jedi hunting specialists. So like
So like if you're done with the generic, that's cool. If you want to add something to like one of the interesting characters, because generic is like I feel like we could take that and copy it to the other two, and then add like spicy sauce. 'Cause that's all pretty like.
so what All right. So did we say we're doing Grand Inquisitor or no? Just second sister, third sister.
Second and third, just for sculpting purposes.
Yeah, in our imaginary perfect
Yeah.
box, it's just easier to have the one female body, I think, and you kind of like.
Yeah. Because I'm trying. I feel like they've got some pretty good stuff there. I'm trying to think of like maybe not like a weakness, but like
Yeah.
like Maul has Shadow Collective. Maul has wound, right?
Yeah.
But it works with his mastery. So like something that like
They could have a let's see, second sister shows up she flew the TIE Interceptor, right? Side note, that'd be
I
a neat
was-
command card. Like she just
I was
gets in
actually
it and like
thinking
leaves the
to
battlefield
give
or
second
something.
sister something like
Yeah.
like Makashi mastery or whatever mastery. Maybe I don't know the exact form. Maybe she was Juyo. That she was
Yeah.
jumping around pretty aggressively a lot in the games and stuff.
yeah I
I'd
would
give her like Juyo mastery and a flaw card or something.
that's what I was thinking. I was
Flaw.
thinking something
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
flaw card should definitely be in there. Like if they haven't attacked an enemy bounty target by the end of round 2 or something, like give them a time frame, then they cannot be issued, or like you can play their flaw card and they can't be issued orders and gain like suppression equal to their courage value or whatever. Like if they're not doing their job, like going in and killing, enemy force users, then by like yeah.
Let's say if they haven't made an attack against an enemy operative or commander within by turn 3, then they get like the card comes out because they're
So you
made
can
to
play
like
it at the
go.
start of turn 4.
Yeah, like here you go. You haven't done anything yet. Slap like and maybe it's like a permanent like I mean you start turn 4, like that's kind of big, like maybe permanent, like you can't be issued an order or like something turns off, maybe Jedi. I don't know, like some
you gain an immobilized token.
Okay. Yeah, actually that's not bad because like the whole point was like when Vader shows up, spoilers, it's been a couple years, whatever. Like she's like, he's here, and Vader just offs him, right? And like Vader offs or does Vader kill third? Not the end, not with the goofy like Goonies like death of third sister, but the does Vader the one who stabs third sister, or was it the Grand Inquisitor?
At the end of Obi-Wan?
Yeah. Like when she gets stabbed and she falls
Vader.
down.
I think it was Vader. Yeah.
Okay. So I think Fear of Vader is actually then pretty fitting for both because they both have this like, well, she hates Vader.
Yeah.
Right. Third sister hates Vader, and second sister's scared of Vader. Yeah. So it kind of like it works. Like it's like so okay, Fear of Vader. If you have not attacked a commander or operative by turn 3, play you.
Well, if when it's got to be played. So this card is being played at the top of turn 4.
Let me play this card. So yeah, by the end of turn 3.
Yeah.
End of turn 3, you may play this card, and then something bad happens.
Something bad.
Yeah.
I think like immobilize is good.
Failure will not be tolerated, or
I think
some Darth Vader phrase, like
and
it's just got a picture of Vader on there, like
just doing his taxes, like you fucked up. This is happening.
I think it would be something like not too much, but like gain suppression equal to the or have.
It should be something to like limit their like.
Okay, so how about like this for the flaw?
Because they're like worried.
You can play it at the top of whatever turn. Whoever has it can play it whenever. Okay. And at the end of the turn that it's played, the second sister gains suppression equal to the round counter if she did not attack a commander or operative that turn.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, I gotta rewrite all that.
So like your opponent can be like, if he plays it super early, it's like,
by the
okay,
end
fine,
of,
I'll rip it up.
by the end of the turn, you
That's good because turn 6, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
turn 6, it means like she can't just run away with a box. She's got to go in for the kill because 6 suppression will.
it's
Yeah.
just a
Panic her.
panic. Yeah.
And it's at the end of the turn, so it just stitches panic.
Or if she's like, in an intercept point or something, and it's like, okay, well, you killed this random stormtrooper squad, but you didn't attack a commander or operative, so bam, 6 suppression.
That's not your job. Bam, you don't count.
Yeah.
I
Actually,
think
like that.
yeah, that's pretty cool actually. I think she's really mad, so I think anger is just baked into her. If she takes damage, she takes a name.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you would never take anger besides Palpatine, so just have it as a free
Yeah.
bacon, like, hey, just it's free.
And are we giving her Juyo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Juyo. Or Juyo Mastery or whatever if Juyo specifically mauls whatever name you want.
Yeah.
Like Inquisitor Advanced Training or something.
Yeah. You could kind of make it like a baked in like at last, like it's Juyo Mastery, but like on her card, like you can suffer a wound to perform.
To kind of like, and then that would give you the aim from anger.
Yeah.
Right. So you could get an aim, and then it could give you dodge or something. So you can like kind of combo.
Yeah. So just like suffer a wound to perform at the start of your activation, you can suffer a wound to perform a free action, because it kind of like new ways to motivate is like at the start of your activation. So like
motivate yourself.
Yeah. I mean, she hated Cal because A, he was a Jedi, but B, she finds out her old master's teaching him, right? So that like just made her crazy. Which is like, that's cool. We haven't talked about weapon. Okay. I'm in the camp that not every lightsaber needs to be different.
I think this can just be kind of a plain. We've given it a little bit of special ability with the double jump thing. I think it's fine just to be a whooping stick.
Do you want to do like the double, like 4 red 4 white, or do you want to do like a double rainbow?
I think a double rainbow is probably fair.
Saber, and then double rainbow, double.
Pierce 2, impact 2.
Take off black.
Yeah.
So you just want 4 dice?
No, take out black. Like,
a black. Okay, so
2 red, 2 white, and a black, and like, or I guess if they have a double rainbow, like just whatever the cost would be for that. Like maybe not like, because like Obi-Wan's the only one that's got a double rainbow, right?
I mean, Obi-Wan's the only one. I think even the base, like a basic Inquisitor is probably about like on parity with Empire Strikes Back Luke.
Yeah.
Six black versus double rainbow.
Yeah.
Surge Crit Native versus Jedi Hunter. I think that's probably about fair.
Yeah, that's good.
Because you're only really averaging 3 to 4 when you roll, right? Yeah. And sometimes black just plank out. It feels real bad. But
actually, you know what? I something I didn't see. I really like the that motivate yourself, take a wound to do an action card with the built-in anger.
Yeah.
Because then you get an aim for when you do that too. You can really,
so I think that's like
pretty cool.
Anger is a really cool ability, just not as a force power.
If we are going to take a wound for the extra action, though, are we giving them charge?
They need charge. Well, I mean, so I think Second Sister is different from your generic Inquisitor. I think generic Inquisitor gets charge. because
Yeah.
they don't have that
Yeah.
cool like thing here.
Yeah.
With her, I think you could give one of her cards, gives her relentless for the turn, because otherwise she can take the 3 actions like Maul, which is
Yeah.
more or less a pseudo charge, right?
Yeah.
Which takes a wound. If we're doing that you take a wound to do an action, not if you're wounded,
you
can
want to
do
like
3.
I see.
Like it's a permanent motivate yourself kind of thing.
Yeah. Like on her unit card. Like that's her mastery.
She is
I
always
see.
under the effect of new ways to motivate.
Okay, so new ways to motivate myself.
New ways.
Motivation myself to motivate.
It's like a Green Day song.
Yeah, new ways to motivate.
Some motivation.
Yes, actually it's perfect. So new ways to motivate myself. So name what you want. Okay, take a wound for an extra action.
Yeah. I think doing it at the start of your activation too is a little bit more limiting because like it kind of matters with like rallying and everything. Like you don't like if you're suppressed or
know.
something, you don't know if you'll get that third
I
action.
think let's throw the Maul caveat on it. You can only perform 2 moves.
Okay.
Yeah. Limit 2 moves.
I mean, yeah. Because this is a wound though. So every time you do it, you're taking a wound. Like that's more than Maul's just gets it for free when he's just hurt. I feel like, well, okay, before we do that, how many hit points does she have? Because she has like 6 and you take a wound to move 3 times, I think that's fair. Because you're already like
6,
bleeding.
Yeah, I think 6 is she's not Vader, she's not Luke. I think 6 is fine.
Courage.
Courage 3, they're like indoctrinated and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
probably have immune pierce too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's very important.
Yeah, probably have immune pierce. That might be a good thing too. Or impervious, but it feels bad. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on what you point him. I think Cal may be impervious. So it's rough because it's like what part of the game. So Second Sister doesn't change, right? She's just angry and she's good. Where Cal's like, he goes from like, I have a broken lightsaber and I was hiding, building, like tearing apart Clone War ships. To at the end of the game, he's got 3 different ways he can use his lightsaber. He's got all his force powers. It's like, I think if to make him more budget, you do impervious.
Yeah.
Okay. I asked, do you do an Anakin thing with Cal?
So
No, the power up.
Where the card's built. That's cool. Actually, yeah. So maybe you take
I think I would do if I was doing Cal and doing an Anakin thing, I would step back. I would not make the power up boost so prominent, but I'd also give each card like a little bit of a effect.
Because I actually think like most of this is probably fine, and then you can get like Master of the Force 1 or like you can give. He can be okay. Like if you chose to play him with no cards, like you're just like I want Cal, and I want to play Luke, and so you take all Luke's cards or something. I think just being, even if he kind of sucks, if he's like 150 points or something, he's like, all right, he's just like that's okay. But the cards, you should be like rewarded for it.
Here's a wild one. He gets 1 singular 3-pip, and that's it. But it's got all of his power ups on there, and that's his only command card.
Oh, okay, just like 1 juice up.
I think he should.
Yeah, Ken, you got it. Boop.
It's kind of a wild, like only 1 card, but it gives him like Master of the Force and I don't know some other good. Like,
you could do so. There's design space for like if you jumped, attacked, and used a force power this turn. You instead of it could be like a card from the hand thing, where like if you did certain actions, you can play it and he gets a permanent. Like you have to go through the journey. Like you have to complete the hero's journey to get like attacked twice, or I don't know. Like I feel like there's
pretty neat.
stuff.
That's a pretty neat concept actually for like a video game character.
Yeah.
Like put into this is that like achievement based almost like.
Yeah.
I jumped over an obstacle, over a piece of terrain, and I attacked, and then you get like.
Or actually,
you
know what I think would be really cool is to do both. You can play it or hold on to it and try to complete it for like a better,
like maybe
it's like, oh, if with this card, if I play it, he recovers.
Yeah.
Or if I achieve it, he gets Master of the Force.
Yeah, that's cool. So I think you have to kind of steer into the video game bit, because it starts like, I think you can even take away, like maybe he just gets impervious, and one of the things is get immune pierce. And then maybe you get rid of,
or like get rid of deflect, give him block.
Like he kind of sucks, but like as you do stuff, he gets. But you kind of have to work for it. So the cards have to have a good payoff. If you're gonna have to like do like maybe one of them's like contest an objective, like do an objective action, or get contest an objective and dodge or something, and then I don't know, like there's some cool like something you can do in every game is important. So if it's like pick up box, you're like, oh, all right, no, I'm not playing sabotage, it was garbage.
Like interact with an objective or something.
Perform an objective action.
We could like
use
the keywords there and then just put to the side like, okay, how do you get them from his repip, like complete the journey, etc. Like that's actually a really cool mechanic that I think they could.
I think all right, so I think I like this a lot. I think we should put a pin in Cal, and we should come back and like fully do this out.
The challenges, they can't be too hard or too wordy, just because you get what you want. Like
it takes a balance.
It can't be Lando's one pip, where it's just like a block of text that just says they could have just had a chart
text just to tell you how many aims.
If you have a one pip in your thing, get this. You have a two pip, get this. You have a three pip, get this done. All right. But all right. So in fairness to Austin, we're running late. I'm gonna say we're gonna hold off on Third Sister.
Ditch Third Sister. I'm fine with even just like the one upgraded Second Sister, but I think that's cool enough.
Yeah.
So, let's hit his.
Yeah. What do you got, man?
I would love nothing more than to like add a third Force user to this. Like,
hey, look, that's fine. Look,
they're the fun ones.
You're in Star Wars because you think space wizards are cool.
Yeah, well, dude, and Mace Windu, I feel like Mace Windu or Kiadi Mundi, like the two of them, I think, really unique. But I don't know. Let's go with. I feel like Mace is like mainstream. Let's go with Kiadi Mundi because he's a little more like underground.
How do I spell that?
Bring up the flamethrowers.
K-I-A-D-I.
A-D-I. Kiadi Mundi.
Yeah. M-U-N-D.
If you're watching this, forgive. All right. What's his like defining? He's got to have mastery, right?
Yeah.
What's his mastery?
So, when I think of Kiadi Mundi, I think of like two moments. The Gendy Tartakovsky, or God, I just butchered his name. But the Clone Wars cartoon where he's like everyone's freaking out because Grievous is like around. So like I picture that, and then I picture the moment in Revenge of the Sith where he's like, come on, and like he's like taking on this entire army of droids, and then his clones just like turn on him. Like he seems like a lead from the front kind of guy.
Okay.
Like I think he should have some mastery that gives him tokens, like by being with by some way to simulate like.
How about inspire, and he gets an aim or dodge for each suppression he removes?
I like that. as for well, I don't know, for a mastery though, like it feels like
Yeah, I
Just
don't
have
think
something
that'd
to do
be
with
what I'd call a
lightsaber.
mastery. I think it's just
Yeah.
like just
neat
like a
leadership.
lead, natural leader or something. Or
Oh, well, yeah, we'll
you
put
know, like
we'll
one
put
of those
natural
command
leader.
cards or something, like a permanent command card, kind of like how 501st has lead from the front.
Yeah.
yeah.
Something like on like a one pip or something, he could have that. Like he gets inspire 2, and for every suppression token removed with inspire, he gets a aim, dodge, or a surge.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So we'll put that just in a little caveat.
Yeah.
Ignore all. So he was like he was a good fighter because he trained
He
that
was he was the
frog.
one. He was the one that actually 1v1 Grievous for a while in the
Yeah.
Karkovsky series.
Yeah.
So let's say I don't know what we'd call it. I'll say skilled duelist, maybe.
Yeah.
Or I would say you call it just duelist, but it's kind of already
Yeah, duelist is there, but like
well, let's see. Does he have most of these guys probably have canonical
Hey, let's see if
Yeah.
there's an official mastery for Potato Head.
Because
Okay.
even in the Clone Wars show, doesn't his apprentice go down to fight Grievous, get killed, and then
Yeah.
No,
frog.
that's
Fisto, Kit
yeah,
Fisto.
Kit
Oh
Fisto.
yeah, Kit Fisto in the Grievous's lair. Let's see.
Kid Fisto.
Kid?
Kid Fisto gets killed. Okay. What about the droid? Oh man, that's got to be one of his cards. What about the droid attack on the Wookiees? All right, that's just note. What
Yeah.
about the?
I don't think they have a mastery for him. Like,
I would say, what is his fighting style? Mundi fighting
I
style.
feel like he's more of a. I feel like he's a mixture of like
Okay.
like an aggro fighter, and then like but also like an inspire, like the inspire thing. I think is perfect.
Yeah.
I think his mastery should probably be fighting oriented.
Okay. Kaidai Mundi was trained as a Jedi Guardian and was considered one of the top 10 swordsmen in the Jedi Order. He was known to use a one-handed style during combat that was
Hey, Makashi?
possibly Makashi. During his duel with General Grievous, he used Atreyu opening stance. So
Ataru would be
you know what'd be
interesting
cool
one.
if you got to
It's the
pick.
Yoda one.
You got to pick. So like when he goes down, maybe that's Divulge where it's like
Yes,
Makashi or
Yeah.
or
Atreyu.
Ataru.
Ataru. So
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Like and it can be something similar to Asajj's, where
yeah,
it's
because we have precedent for like changing your character card.
Yeah.
yeah.
So skill duel, get rid of this. So Kashi or True. So I think you so part of that's like the divulge. So I'm spelling that terribly. Divulge. Oh god, I spelled it so bad. Google's like, I don't know, man. All right, that's whatever.
Oh, we have all been silently judging your spelling skills.
Dude, it's fine. I'm really not good. I want to be an English teacher, but I can't spell, so it stopped me there. All right. Divulge, pick one. And then maybe something else like a
So with Ataru, if you like how they did Asajj's thing, like you get bounty reinforcements, or Makashi, blah blah blah. Ataru and Guardian.
okay.
Maybe? Like, because Ataru is still like a fighting mastery kind of, but like it's also a little more kind of like it's like Makashi's just straight go beat ass. Like
yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. So like Makashi and then
Guardian 2, maybe.
Yeah, Guardian 2.
That leaves Obi still being like
how about
and then Makashi and like
maybe a hunter built in of some kind.
I was kind
I
of
was
thinking
thinking,
maybe like surge to crit just naturally, because like I feel
Yeah.
like I don't know, he's kind of up there, like or yeah, maybe
He's on
gain
the
surge to
council.
crit with Makashi.
yeah,
Okay, I mean that seems pretty good. So either go like you look at the game you're gonna play, and
Yeah,
you're like, he's got Vader. I need to go like just give him the Satan saber and stop him, or there's no force user, and
yeah,
so Makashi isn't really as like
yeah.
important. You go, I need to protect my guys, and then that's where like the natural leader. So I'm just gonna do I'm gonna say general Jedi stuff
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
jump one,
he's got all
Yeah,
all the
jump
standards.
one, immune
jump one,
pierce,
deflect,
charge.
charge, deflect, charge, immune, pierce. Yeah, that's all. That's
Master of the Force.
oh yeah, he's at least
Yeah,
one.
Master of the Force 1.
Oh,
No,
two,
just 1.
I'd say like
I don't think he's a 2.
Yeah.
because two so far has been Yoda and Palpatine.
I think
and
if
Dooku.
I think if and
And
Dooku.
Dooku,
I think if Vader's a 1, I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
he's got to be a 1.
Yeah. I agree.
I feel like that's pretty. I mean, honestly, like maybe that's pretty good just as is. He could have like just maybe normal inspire. He has hope built in.
Yeah.
Well,
Hope
Inspire's
built-
built on the into the natural leader already.
Yeah. So this was like my idea for that card, right? Like he plays
Yeah.
a card and then he gets
Yeah.
tokens for like, but so maybe he just has hope built into him.
Yeah.
Well,
so
what
he-
I was gonna suggest actually, and maybe we could do it with that too. I was going to like concede, like, all right, yeah, he's only Master of the Force 1, but give him 3 Force slots.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And you know what? That's what's interesting about that is so you take like push and so you push is stapled on, like gives you 2
Yeah.
interesting slots, and then 1 you need mind tricks or whatever you want. But there's actually with 3 something to maybe just taking hope.
Yeah.
So you can double up to
You
get
got
inspired
hope, you got
too.
burst of speed, you got
Yeah. I think barrier would be good on him too.
Barrier,
yeah, barrier.
so I think that's actually like
Good old
again, like,
reflexes.
what kills me is you don't need to like reinvent the wheel when you release like the Clone Wars Jedi. Like they don't
Yeah.
all have to be like
Yeah.
bombastically different. I just want to play as. That's why
Yeah.
the miniature miniature like proxying is so big in Legions, because like I don't like this guy is this guy, right? Like I'm playing Cal as Commander Luke, right? It doesn't like
Yeah.
I just want to play as Cal, and this card is like close enough. So like when they release units and they're doing this like one at a time thing, like I get that you gotta like balance it, but you don't have to like make these wild
Yeah.
units every time they come out. They can be pretty similar, but just your guy you want to play as.
Yeah.
And like that's okay.
Yeah.
Like nobody's like no one's gonna be like real upset, I think, but just because you just get to play as you're a cool guy.
Yeah.
Actually looks pretty cool. Actually, he's like that's the kind of like Jedi I want out of the Gars, like just interesting, like he just does this. This is what I
Yeah.
do, but I can kind of like I can kind of change up my game. Yeah, okay. I think that's pretty good for our first episode of Glup Shido.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da, all Jetty. Next
Yeah.
time we may come back. Yeah, next time we may come back and maybe add some stuff to these, or like maybe start working on the cards.
Yeah.
Because that's an interesting part.
Yeah, I would you know what? I actually kind of like the Inquisitor, I think, is a fun design space.
Yeah.
As you can have like a generic and then second sister, like with the double dot and
Yeah.
stuff. Like
I definitely think Grand Inquisitor should be in there too. Maybe he can be
Yeah.
a commander, or give him
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's
be cool.
literally what I
Overall.
thought about, is that Grand Inquisitor would gain the rank of commander.
Well, you get like you could just battle force it, even like
That's true.
he exists, and then maybe that's how you get the two. Like you take one
Yeah.
generic Inquisitor normally, but with him
Well,
you could take like the whole.
in my little headspace here, I pictured the Inquisitor box
Yeah.
to be like an IG-88 box where there's two of them and there's a male
Yeah.
and a female sculpt,
Okay.
and then you do like the extra heads and bits to make
Okay, yeah.
whatever you need. But
No, that works. And then we'll keep working on these. And I have some ideas for just like generic guy. Like I'd like to see a Dash Rendar.
Yeah.
I mean, he can pretty much just be Han, but
Yeah.
like a little different. Like, see, that's fine. Like nobody, if it's Han with like cards that are just weird, different, but the same body, like nobody cares.
Yeah.
Like I just want to play Dash Rendar and Lebo. Where's my counterpart Lebo?
Guys, I'm just trying to see sliced noodles on the.
Slice noodles. Look, look,
I'm
guys,
just
I'm trying to get my slice noodle fix. All
all
right,
when are we gonna get to my boy Max Rebo?
Max Rebo, yep.
I am totally
what's the name of his band? The Jizz Whalers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it's not because you couldn't just call it Space Jazz. You had to call it Jizz. Thanks, and that's if you're listening, that's what they call the music. It's they might have like
That's the cantina theme.
Yeah, they might have changed the name in the new like Disney takeover, but no, it's what George Lucas called that. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Feel free to search Wikipedia for that and see what comes up.
Yes. Good luck. So we've been go for a while, so I think I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
But this was fun. Actually, this was
a lot of fun.
actually fun to pretend to be a game designer.
Post if you can comment your thoughts on what you do for Cal, some Inquisitors, and Kiadi Mundi.
Or if a
See if we
character
can
you'd
get
like to
some
see
ideas
us,
on here. Crowdsource this
yeah, or if you'd
and
like
crowdsource it.
a character you'd like to see us talk about. Normally I'm not into like homebrewing stuff, but this was pretty fun. It's just something different.
I think we all have like a good understanding of like what would be too like we're not
What's
like
too
all right,
good.
yeah, he's got 10 red dice, surge to crit, pierce 5. Like
Yeah.
This is my homebrew Darth Jar Jar.
Yeah. Well,
He costs 500
Yeah.
points.
like these could actually like be a thing. Like, like they seem pretty, like seem pretty like balanced and cool, but like cool in their own way,
yeah, they're not like there's nothing to like I don't look at the card and I'm like, oh holy crap.
Yeah.
Like oh what have they done?
Yeah.
Those ding dongs.
Yeah.
But thank you everybody. I know it's been a while. We'll be back to regular cadence now that Worlds is coming up, and I'll probably do bad at this upcoming weekend event, and then next week I'll be like, Rebels suck.
Oh, what am I gonna
Yeah.
play?
Garbage. I'm just gonna show up with like bottle caps and like trash I found outside, but please just one ticket to day 2, please. They just like throw me out. But everyone, thanks for listening. Stay rad, and we'll catch you later.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Join us next week for another edition of the Fifth Trooper podcast.
This has been a Fifth Trooper production.